I'm running out of words here. I'm really running out of words here for watching these games and just trying to just describe how I'm feeling watching the NC State Wolfpack. Welcome back into Believe in the Wolfpack, where we have two Final Four teams. The women's team took down Texas today, and the men's Wolfpack team, beat Duke again. Beat them in the ACC tournament, and just beat them again in the main thing, 76-64. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that game was unbelievable. I'm gonna try to, make real sentences and quality sentences and words that fit with other words and then ends with a period. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it because I'm still just kind of listen, celebrating Easter today. I've been eating a lot. I've been watching basketball. I've been losing my mind, a little loopy, but I wouldn't want to have it any other way. Okay, you know what? Let's start with the part where I was worried. Try to bring it down a bit. That first half was terrible. That first half, I was losing my mind. The shot selection all around was so bad. DJ Burns had it going on, kind of in foul trouble here and there with the two personal fouls early on. So he didn't play as much, but nobody was taking smart shots. Marcel, Horne, O'Connell, Diarra, Middlebrook, nobody was taking smart shots in that first half. It was terrible. The fact that we were down by 6, I'm like, okay, thank God we're into halftime. We're only down by 6 points right now. There's no way we should be only down 6 points right now. We should be down by 30. We played awful. The fact that we're down by 6 is a massive blessing. Massive. And look at that. In the second half, you score 55 points. Scored 55 points in the second half. Absolutely money from everywhere in the second half. I mean, 3-point percentage shooting really wasn't that great overall. DJ Horne hit a 3 in the second half. I think that was, did he have one in the first half too? And then O'Connell hit that 3 in transition that on the foul, the loose ball foul on Middlebrooks, that probably should have been a flagrant, but whatever. And oh my God, the refs with the ball that Filipowski just threw up and it went out of bounds, and then they give Keith a technical foul. I was like, oh great, here we go. Here's the turning point. Here's where the refs get Duke back in the game. They go on a big run. Nope. They could not score. Our defense has been unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, you just look at the scores in the tournament games. Just look at the scores. First game against Texas Tech, only allowed 67 points. And then Marquette, I'm going to save the game that we allowed the most points because it makes no sense to me. Texas Tech, we won 80-67. Marquette, we won 67-58. We only let Marquette score 58 points. I'm going to get into that game in a minute too because, my God, they played that game so well. Controlled the game the entire time. Played exactly how I wanted them to. And it showed. It was a 9-point win, but at no point in the second half was I really worried about losing that game. We had that game on lock the entire time. And then Duke, 76-64. 64 points for Duke, not even 60 for 58. You know who scored the most points against this Wolfpack team in the NCAA tournament? Jack Golke and the Oakland team. They scored 73 points. They scored 73 points. That's the most points we've allowed in this tournament. 73 points. And it was in the second round win. Overtime win. They needed overtime to get to 73. I mean, we needed overtime to win the game, yeah, but they needed overtime to get to 73. We had 79. That's not even, I mean, that's our second highest total in the tournament. This defense has been unbelievable, contesting every single shot, just grabbing the defensive rebounds, not giving up that many second chance points, just that intensity and that, desire. You want to play defense. You want to get a stop. You want to get back on the offensive end. It's just so refreshing to watch. Just a team that wants to play defense and likes to play defense. Even the guys who, could they be a little better defensively? Like maybe sometimes DJ Burns doesn't play the best defense. DJ Horne sometimes gets beat, yada, whatever. They want to play defense, and that makes them good defenders. There's nobody on this team that I would list as a bad defender. And even then, you could probably say that DJ Burns may be the worst defender on the team. And he's still just the presence down low. If there's a guard driving, he's going to be there and provide some kind of contest on the shot. And just on the offensive end, he more than makes up for it. 29 points in this game for DJ Burns. 4 boards, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. He's fine defensively. Whatever. I mean, they do sub him out, in high leverage defensive situations. So, all right, I see it, but he can hold his own. 13 of 19 from the field. 13 of 19 from the field. His left hand, not even the floater, not just the jump shot, not just the easy layup, not the kiss off the glass, absorb the contact, boom, right off the glass. Anything with his left hand is automatic. It's unbelievable. Just he's got that little kind of fall away, fade away, left-handed post hook. He doesn't even need to shoot the ball. He doesn't even need a jump shot. He just gets to turn around, just boom. And what's crazy to me, and I think this is a big reason why we kind of pulled away in this game. Duke tried something in this game that no other team has tried against DJ Burns in the tournament. I don't think any team has tried it against him since the last time we played Duke in the ACC tournament. They single covered him. They just mostly put Filipowski on him, who fouled out of the game. And let me tell you, that felt so good to see him foul out of the game. Oh, that was just, you get that main Duke guy, Filipowski's just that quintessential Duke player. And to see him foul out of a big game just makes you happy, makes you smile. But they mostly had, I think it was, Filipowski and then Mitchell and Young, I think, were mostly guarding Burns, but it was mostly Filipowski. That's why he fouled out for the most part. But they were single covering DJ Burns. They were just leaving Filipowski on an island, and he was getting torched. He was getting cooked. He could not stop him. He maybe once or twice, and honestly, he did in the first half, and it was when Burns just missed an open layup or an open floater that he should have made, and it was halfway down and popped back out. Filipowski could not stop him. And they were playing the single coverage. And Burns kind of, he's like, all right, you're going to, play one-on-one and initially. You're going to play that in the beginning, but then now I just got to wait for the double to come. So in the first half, he was kind of forcing some of these passes, thinking that a double team was going to come, but Duke was playing pretty solid off-ball defense. So some of the passes either didn't really lead to a shot, or just you had to reset the offense, or it was a turnover, someone got blocked or whatever. But it was really once you realized you go into halftime, talk with Kevin Keatts. I mean, my God, getting this team to the Final Four a month and a half ago. You ask me, is Kevin Keatts gone or do you want him back? I'm saying he's probably gone. I want him here forever. Is that a decision based entirely off of recency bias and emotion with how happy I am for this team and for Kevin Keatts? Absolutely. Do I care? No. He's incredible. He deserves all of the love and the praise that he is getting, just as the same with this team. But my point, he goes into halftime, talks to Keatts, talks to the assistant coaches, and says, hey, listen, they're going to come back out and they're going to think, okay, the single coverage has been working. What they don't know is that we've just been playing the kind of basketball that we've been playing the entire time, where we get it to you and then you have to kind of swing it around and you make plays for other guys. You go make the plays. You be the scorer. And he already was the scorer in the first half. He had 12 points in the first half? But, then finished with 29. But once they kind of realize, they're going to play single coverage on you, go score. Look to score first. That's why he only had 3 assists. They were playing single coverage up until 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That was the biggest issue. That was the reason Duke lost this game. Did they shoot terribly? Just so bad at one point. They went on an unbelievable cold stretch. Well, they ended up shooting 32% from the field, 25% from 3, 5 of 20 on 3-point attempts, and all 5 of them came from Jared McCain. He's got a great shot on him, I will say. For how much I hate Duke, Jared McCain, he's got a good shot. They shot 80% from the free throw line. Made more free throws, took more free throws, shocker. And we still won 76-64. I mean, there was a minute, what was it? I think it was from the 10-minute mark to the 4-minute mark, where Duke just could not buy a bucket. It was, they went on multiple 3-minute plus droughts. And, like, that was bad. Yeah, like, that was your offense was terrible, but you stayed playing single coverage on DJ Burns the entire time. The entire time. It made no sense to me. Did you think that he was just gonna keep thinking, "Oh, the double's gonna come eventually, the double's gonna come eventually," and every now and then a double team happened, but he would either pass out of it like it's nothing or score over them. Excuse me. It was crazy to me. I could not believe it. I was yelling at my TV in the first half, saying, "Just score. Why are they single covering you? Just score. Just go. Just score. Just drop step. Boom. Left hand." And what's crazy to me too is that they always like whoever it is, not just Duke, but whoever's guarding Burns, always kind of tries to push him. Like they favor the middle, like they're kind of defending the middle of the floor. They don't want him to get to the middle, and they allow him to drive baseline. But his like main go-to move that he does is a drop step baseline, and then you flip it up with the left hand. He does a drop step to the baseline almost every single time compared to a drop step to the middle of the floor. So they keep trying to just force him baseline almost and allowing that drop step. He just spins. You're on his back. You're not getting to him. If you're behind him, you're not getting to him unless you're going to foul him. So that I never I watching it again today. I'm like, what are you doing? There was a time he was when they were going right to left in the second half, yeah. And I can't remember. Was it? I don't think it was Filipowski. I can't remember who was guarding him, but he was on the opposite side. He was on the far side of the floor, kind of closer to the team bench, and he was near the block. He was a little outside of the block. He's got the ball in his left hand, kind of backing the guy down, and the guy's playing on his right shoulder, kind of like making him go to that drop step. He goes to the drop step, pump fake. Guy goes by him, 2 points. What are you doing? Why would you give him that? It makes no sense to me. Did you not watch film? Do you not read a scouting report? Did Duke not prepare for this game and just think, we've had a better recruiting class, we got better history, we've been better all year, we're top 25, we're fourth coming into, we're a fourth ranked team in the tournament, they're 11th, we don't need to, I wouldn't be surprised if that was it. The stubbornness and the hubris. What a win. What a win. Just going over some other guys. Mo Diarra, a quiet game. He was in foul trouble a lot. I'm fine with it. I mean, like, he still played solid defense, and some of the fouls were just dumb, but you kind of had to expect that. DJ Horne just turned it on in the second half. We needed him so bad in the second half. He had 20 points. I mean, it was DJ Horne with 20 points, DJ Burn with 29. Nobody else in the double figures. Michael O'Connell, though, with 11 rebounds and 6 assists. This is what I like to see from Michael O'Connell. Did he have 6 points? Yeah. Did he shoot 2 for 7? Yeah. He made one big three, though, in transition. That was massive. Then we got the ball right back and then scored again. But 11 rebounds and 6 assists and 2 steals? I'll take this stat line all day. I will take this all day. I'm happy with this. I couldn't be happier with this. I love it. You got guys scoring 29 and 20. You need someone grabbing boards. You need someone dishing it. You need someone sharing the rock, getting assists, passing. I do. Oh, I love it. Casey Morcell, 8 points, 2 assists, 2 boards. I mean, he's been great defensively. He's been great. He only had 2 personal fouls this game. In a game where the centers, I mean, Middlebrooks had 3, Burns had 3, Diarra had 4 personal fouls. Casey Morcell has just been an elite defender this entire run. And it's been very, like I said, refreshing to see that this entire team just cares and wants to play defense. Off the bench, Ben Middlebrooks had a few just really nice runs when he was in. He finished with 7 points, 3 blocks, a steal, and 5 boards. And he got that one charge drawn on Filipowski. I think that was his 4th foul. I think that was his 4th foul when Middlebrooks drew the charge. And then Filipowski gets up. He's like whining again. Fans are storming the court. He gets stepped on. He's like, I broke my leg. Oh, I sprained it. Oh, it's kind of sore. You know what? Actually, I'm fine. Unbelievable. God, that was annoying. But yeah, Oh, that was great. That was great. Jared McCain was really the only one who had somewhat of a hot hand for Duke. He went 11 for 11 from the free throw line. That's impressive. 8 for 20 shooting, 5 for 11 from 3, 32 points. Filipowski only 11 points, 3 for 12 from the field. Yeesh. 9 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal. Jeremy Roach had 13 points, 5 for 13 from the field, 2 points off the bench. They shot 32% for the game. That's terrible. Oh my God, that game was awesome. Wow, it feels so good to beat Duke too. And especially because, the rest of the country is like, oh, thank God we don't have to watch Duke in the Final Four. Thank you, NC State. Thank you, DJ Burns. Thank you, Kevin Keats. Thank you, DJ Horne. Thank you, everybody. We don't have to watch Duke in the Final Four. We don't have to put up with it. We don't have to. Watching Zach Edey against Duke would have been just like I'd just pull my eyes out. I that'd be terrible. I'll get to a full kind of preview and game plan for Purdue sometime this week, but right now is all, we'll have our time, we'll have our night to celebrate and enjoy the win, back to the Final Four, first time since 1983, but this week it's going to be right back to business. Real quick, just want to go through that Marquette game. Mo Diarra did exactly what I wanted him to do. I said I want him to get 10 rebounds by halftime because this Marquette team is such a bad rebounding team. He had 11. He finished with a game-high 15 rebounds to go along with 11 points, 1 steal, 1 block, and 1 assist. DJ Horne had 19 points. Casey Morcell had 15 points in this game. He was 7 for 12 from the field. He was great this game. He played great. He made some big shots. A lot of these shots were just like contested makes. That turnaround jumper that he loves to go to, that was falling. A few kind of tough layups that he got to go. 0 free throws as well. 15 points and 0 free throws. That's impressive. But this game really this game was great because DJ Burns only had 4 points in this game. He had 7 assists, and that's incredible. I mean, I'll take 7 assists. I think that was his season high, maybe career high. I think it was a season high with 7 assists. But it felt like we kind of were playing through Horne and Morcell a bit more. Like, obviously, we're playing through Burns. We've been playing through him. He's the reason. Playing through him offensively and then how elite our defense has been is the reason that we 5 games straight in the ACC tournament, and then these last 4 wins, 9 straight wins. He's the reason. He's the main reason. But it felt like we were just playing through the guards a little bit more, and we needed more from DJ Horne and Casey Morcell. Casey Morcell getting 15 points is massive. This was a 9-point win, yeah, but he doesn't get 15 points. He doesn't get a few of those shots to fall. That momentum's going to swing. Marquette's going to bounce right back because Tyler Kolek did have a pretty good game. He had 17 points, 10 boards, 3 assists. I'm very happy about that, though. Limiting his assists. He had 10 in the last game against Colorado. Only 3 in this one. Cam Jones had 20 points, which, he got 20, but he shot 3 of 12 from 3. Damn. Not great. And then Joplin pretty much kind of shot him out of the game. 0 for 7 from 3, 2 for 10 from the field, 4 points. And Iguodala was almost a non-factor, it felt like. He had 6 points, 10 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds. That was really annoying, but I mean, Kolek played a good game, and he was the one I was most worried about, and he had a good game. I knew he was going to have a good game. I knew he was going to get between 15 and 25 points. I knew that was going to happen. I was prepared for that. So 17 points, the 10 rebounds don't really bother me because I kind of figured after, and we still out-rebounded them 42-35, but I figured after how bad they were against Colorado on the glass, they had to address it in some way. And I guess it was just, telling Iguodala, go grab a rebound. That simple. And then maybe telling Kolek and the rest of the guys to kind of, pay more attention. But 10 rebounds from him doesn't concern me at all. The assists, only 3 assists from Kolek. That's why we won that game right there. That's probably why we won that game. The fact that he couldn't be a playmaker when his main thing is being that floor general, setting other guys up. The fact that he couldn't really do that and get in the flow of that, that's the reason we won the game. At least in my mind. And then holding them to 58 points, they shot 33% from the field, 12% from 3. You knew this team was going to take a lot of threes, but they took 31 of them and made 4. 4 for 31 from 3. And then they even shot 60% from the free throw line, which isn't great, but they did shoot better than NC State in this game. We shot 50%. So could this game have been closer? Yes, but could it have been a bigger win for NC State at the same time? Also, yes. Just great defense, contesting shots left and right, containing Kolek, grabbing boards, Mo Diarra, still observing Ramadan, not eating pretty much all day, getting a banana and like an applesauce packet once the sun goes down. What was it? He wakes up at 5 a.m., gets a breakfast and an IV, and then doesn't eat again until whenever he checks out of the game. At least he didn't even eat. He didn't get a chance to do that in the game tonight because by the time they were, excuse me, a lot of words. They started playing at like 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock, I think, Dallas time. So by the time the game ended, the sun was still up. He couldn't really get that timeout in for the banana and the applesauce packet. So I mean, 11 points and 15 boards, while pretty much the last thing you had to eat was at 5 a.m. and then you just had to be monitored in your conditioning all day. I can't give him enough credit. And he's been incredible all tournament long. This was his only real down game, and he still had 7 rebounds. Still had 7 boards. And like, how many minutes did he play? Yeah, the minutes aren't up yet. But he didn't play that much. He barely played in the second half because he was in foul trouble. This is the only game that it was somewhat of a down game, and just because he was in foul trouble. And when he was in the game, he was still a major X factor. He's been incredible. And the fact that he's not eating during the day is even more unbelievable. So just shout out to him. I can't give him enough credit and props in the world. He's just been awesome. His entire team has been awesome. Just like the women's team has. I'm going to take a few deep breaths. Going to take a short break. When we come back, going to talk about the women's team. Their 10-point win, 76-66 win over the Texas Longhorns. And they're back in the Final Four for the first time since 1998. And then again, kind of like what I said with Mo Diarra, wanted him to get 10 boards by halftime against Marquette. I had something that I needed the women's team to do against Stanford. And they beat my expectations. They surpassed my expectations, just like Mo Diarra did. Stick around. We'll be right back on Believe in the Wolfpack. All right, welcome back in. Believe in the Wolfpack. I can kind of feel my voice starting to go a little bit here after screaming for pretty much 2 straight games, a few straight days. Before we get into the women's game, just want to say the UConn men's team, stop it. Stop it. What you're doing to these other teams that you're playing is mean. You're winning by 50. You're winning by 1,000. And you're going on 30-0 runs. It's unbelievable. I've never seen it. I mentioned a few weeks ago about that 2018 Villanova team, how they won every game by 10 points or more on their way to a championship. This UConn team, relax. Anyway, getting into the women's team and their game today against Texas. Before I kind of say or talk about the game, the fact that they messed up and they had different measurements for the 3-point lines, one on the left end was further out than the one on the right end, or vice versa. One of them was further out than the other. One of them was incorrect. What are you doing? That is embarrassing. That is absolutely embarrassing that you cannot get that right. And the fact that both of these teams were like, yeah, we're fine with it. We're both going to kind of get the benefit of it. So let's just play on. Why not? Is credit to them. Credit to both of these teams. They didn't have to do that. They could have said, no, fix it. That's almost disrespectful that you would do that and then just be like, whoops, and not realize until, I don't even remember who noticed it, but not realize until warm-ups were happening. That is unacceptable. It's embarrassing, truthfully. Like, just be better. It's terrible. How do you mess that up? Like, I think was one the men's 3-point line? Was it like an NBA? One of them was, I don't even know. But it's just embarrassing that happened. Did it maybe help? I don't know, but all I know is that Aziaha James was 7 for 9 from 3. I've been saying it. I need her to be on fire from deep, and she delivered. 9 for 17 for the game, played 40 minutes, played every minute, 27 points, 4 assists, and 6 boards, 7 for 9 from 3. She made 7 of the team's 9 threes. Mimi Collins had the other 2, and she was 2 for 4 from 3 with 10 points. River Baldwin was 16 points. Sanaya Rivers has been fantastic. 11 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. Zoe Brooks again off the bench with 10 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals, and getting to the free throw line 10 times, making 8 of them. And we beat Texas by 10. We controlled the game the entire time. At least it felt like we did. Outscored them in the first quarter, outscored them in the second, got outscored by 3 in the third, and then it was close in the fourth, just scoring wise. We outscored them 19-18, but I don't know. Maybe I just have so much confidence in this team, and maybe I've just built up that confidence because I kept saying, and I kept giving examples of why they've been getting disrespected, and just they were not getting picked for even making the Final Four or having a chance to make the Final Four. And look at that. Back-to-back 10-point wins. Stanford was getting a ton of picks. Texas wasn't even getting that many. It felt like Stanford was getting more love than Texas. And Texas was the 1 seed in this region. I don't know. I didn't mean to hit the mic there, my bad. I don't know. But hey, that was a great win. Winning by 10, going to the first Final Four since 1998. We got to play South Carolina, so that's not great, but we'll get into that this week. And I'm going to, try to figure out a way and a plan to do something nobody has done this year, and that is beat South Carolina. Yeah. But honestly, if we just keep playing through Aziaha James, Sanaya Rivers, and Zoe Brooks, the game plan that we've kind of had, because today, River Baldwin was the second highest scorer, which was great. That was great. That was very nice to see. The center coming up big with 16 points. And she was 5 of 7 from the field, only played 21 minutes because she was in foul trouble, but still had 16 points. I'll take it. But if we just keep playing through Aziaha James, Sanaya Rivers, and Zoe Brooks is such a spark off the bench and just so ready for the moment as a freshman. That is massive. That's the one thing that the men's team does not have is like they got a ton of these grad transfers and these 5th-year guys. They don't have like a freshman coming off the bench. They don't have a freshman that can give them these solid, great minutes. Zoe Brooks is that for this women's team, and she's been awesome all year long. But if we just keep playing through those 3, just James, Rivers, Brooks, I have all the confidence in the world that we can beat anybody, including Dawn Staley and South Carolina. But the back-to-back 10-point wins, a 77-67 win over Stanford 2 days ago, where Aziaha James also had 29 points. This is almost exactly what I wanted too. I wanted Aziaha James to be the leading scorer, 20-some points. Sanaya Rivers, 13 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, and a steal everywhere. Maybe I wanted her to also get 20, but I'm greedy. What can I say? I want everybody to score 20. You get the entire starting 5 with 20, and then Zoe Brooks with 20. You're going to win every single game. Then Zoe Brooks off the bench with 12 points and also 3 boards and 3 steals again. Back-to-back games with 3 steals. Aziaha James only 3 for 5 from 3, but 3 for 5 is fantastic, but I just want her to take... I have so much confidence in her shooting. I just want her to take as many threes as possible. I don't really care where she's from. In my mind, every time she catches the ball around the arc on the perimeter, I'm like, shoot it. Double teamed, shoot it. And then she was 10 for 11 from the free throw line, and she still had 5 assists. She just back-to-back games, 10-point wins, 77 points in one, 76 points in the other. Aziaha James has just been money. I wish we could play the Final Four game tomorrow just because she's been on such a heater. Just like same with the men's team. Maybe we have to go back to just games day by day, just every single day, even though we have been winning when it's 2 games a weekend. So whatever. As long as they're winning games, I could care less when they are. But yeah, just back-to-back games. That Stanford win was huge because it was looking dicey up until that third quarter. That third quarter was massive, unbelievable. Down by what? Down by 10, I think, going into halftime. And then we outscored them in the third quarter 28-10. Only 11 points in the first quarter, 16 in the second quarter, 28 points in the third quarter. And Irfan, she had, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. Sure, that's great. But what did I say in the last one? What did I say on Friday? Try to get Cameron Brink into foul trouble. She's their main kind of defender, best defender, probably the best player on that team, even though Irfan is a fantastic scorer. But Brink is kind of the leader there. Did she have 7 blocks? Yes. Which was annoying. I was like, damn, just stop. Like, relax for a minute. I was expecting that, but she fouled out with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I was saying, listen, if she's in foul trouble, if she fouls out with, a few minutes left, like 3-4 minutes left in the game, I'll be feeling really good. If she's in foul trouble in the fourth quarter, I'll be feeling great. But fouled out of the game with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Just done. Done for the night. Massive. Absolutely just unbelievable. Can't even describe how big that was to get her into foul trouble. Just keep attacking and driving the lane, not being afraid to get blocked because she had 7 blocks. This team was not afraid. Like, you're going to get blocked once in a while, but you're going to draw a foul. You're going to draw those fouls. She's going to be too aggressive. You're going to get a body into her. She's going to kind of just come over the top and, collide with you. She'll initiate the contact. Then she's out of the game with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Huge. Absolutely huge. That was not the main reason because, Aziaha James had 29 points, but that is a huge part into why that was a 10-point win over Stanford. I'm running out of breath here, but both teams in the Final Four. Unreal. If UConn wins tomorrow, which I got to say, I was giving the NCAA, I was kind of talking down on them the other day for the poor scheduling times for NC State. They got it right with the seeding for the women's games. They got it right. LSU and Iowa tomorrow at 7. And then right after that, UConn and USC. Paige Beckers and UConn versus Juju Watkins and USC at 9. And then Angel Reese and LSU against Caitlin Clark and Iowa at 7. I can't wait. Oh, these games are going to be so good. These games are going to be awesome. Oh, man. These are Elite 8 games. Poof. They got it right. These games are going to rule. Iowa is 1.5-point favorites, and UConn is 3.5-point favorites over USC. Wow, they're 3.5-point favorites over USC. And USC's the 1. UConn's 3. UConn did just dismantle Duke. Maybe not as much as I thought, but at one point they were just destroying them. But yeah, those games are going to rock. Those games are going to be amazing. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, what a day. Both teams in the Final Four. DJ Burns, Aziaha James, Sanaya Rivers, DJ Horne. What a day. What a night. Wolfpack, men's and women's teams, just unbelievable. Shout out to them both. They deserve this. They deserve all the love and all the praise in the world. Especially, I can't even say especially. The men's team, they shouldn't have been here. They without winning the ACC tournament, they're not here. They need to win the ACC tournament, and now they're in the Final Four. You lose the ACC championship to North Carolina, you don't make the tournament. You're not in the Final Four. You beat North Carolina in the ACC championship. Look at that. Now you're in the Final Four, and you just beat Duke. You're going up against Purdue on Saturday. The NC State women's team. I don't think anybody picked them to make the Final Four. I think it was all Stanford or Texas, mostly Stanford. Even when they were in the Sweet 16, nobody was picking them. Nobody was talking about the duo of Aziaha James and Sanaya Rivers. And now there's an article, the main article, when you go to ESPN, well, at the time, the main article, when you go to ESPN, NCAA women's basketball, what we learned, NC State's star duo is showing out. What was that article? Let me find the article about the duos left, because they weren't on there. They were not on there. It's got to be here somewhere. And look at that. The very first article is the duo showing out. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Wow, they really post a lot here. I'm only like 8 hours ago into this. Yeah, no, I don't even see it on here. Let me go to a team. But regardless, Giving them no credit whatsoever. They were top 10 all year long. All year long, they were a top 10 team. Nothing coming into it. Just nothing. No credit. Nope. Oh, they can, they can go on a deep run. Here's why they can go on a deep run. Nope. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And now they're in the Final Four for the first time since 1998. And it was after nobody gave them anything. No one expected it. No one. I mean, I can't even. It may sound wrong because they were the 3 seed, but like I'm telling you, I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything about them making the Final Four. I didn't see anything about them making the Elite Eight. I didn't see anything about them beating Stanford. Like I said, there was 5 picks on the one article. Only one of them had NC State beating Stanford. I wonder how many had them beating Texas. Probably none of them. Shout out to both of them. I cannot wait for next weekend. It is going to be amazing. Can't wait for this week. More content coming to you soon. Thank you for joining me on Believe in the Wolfpack. What a time. Go Pack. We'll see you next time.